Morning, how's everybody? We are back with a report and a review of the last week ending on the 14th of November 2025. A review of the US markets, US dollar, Bitcoin, oil, and gold. So, tough week for the markets. Started off with the markets concerned about the US government shutdown and the prospects that the shutdown is coming to an end. The markets dived hugely, dropped by about 2%. The Nasdaq was hit the most, followed by the S&P 500 and the Dow. Then the markets were enthusiastic about the end of the shutdown and they shot through the roof, registering new highs, more so with the Dow Jones rather than Nasdaq and S&P 500, which actually did not see that much of a climb because the tech sector was sold off due to valuation concerns, and there was outflow of capital from the tech sector into healthcare and financials. Hence, the Dow shot through the roof. And then came the end of the shutdown itself, which was followed by a fog of data, which seemed to suggest that there may not be a rate cut in December. And worse than that was that the data was there was so much fog and so much conflicting information that it's very difficult to say which way the economy is heading. Is it getting better or worse? Which way is the inflation heading? Is it getting better or worse? So all of that made the markets nervous, and the markets ended on a bit of a sour note yesterday when the markets had all dropped by 1% or more than that, even 1.5 to 2% on Thursday and Friday, and at the end managed to make some slight recovery, but still ended the week on a bit of a worrying climate. So all of that is haunting the markets, and with that, Bitcoin was also severely affected. It dropped below 100,000 and actually ended at 96,000 yesterday, with further drop yesterday. Gold, which is a safe haven asset, did see gold prices climb, but even that came down on Friday as the market seemed to be getting over that wall of worry. The US dollar climbed as a result of the ending of the US government shutdown and climbed further. So there was growth in the US dollar. Um, Oil prices went down, then went up, now moving sideways. Not much happening in oil in the absence of any particular catalyst. So on the whole, markets are trying to decide which way to go. They're swinging wildly. There are concerns with regards to tech sector valuations. There is a huge concern with regards to a rate cut at the end of December. In the absence of data, there's a lot of conflicting signals, a lot of confusing signs, and the markets are trying to figure all of that out. And in the meantime, markets are trying to find their feet. So this is all that was happening this whole week, and the markets are trying to come to terms with it. We'll keep you posted. I feel that next week will be a better week, but we'll talk more about that in our forecast for next week. Hope you have a wonderful weekend and watch out for our forecast for next week, and we'll be with you next week with more news.